Ever wondered why we tend to box people based on where they come from? Today, we're about to debunk some myths. Stereotypes, friends, are often a shortcut to understanding different cultures, but they can also blur the unique, colorful intricacies of individuals. Our focus today? Germans. From punctuality to a fondness for beer, we've heard it all. But how much of these are rooted in reality? Get ready as we dive deep into the 7 most common stereotypes about Germans. First up, the infamous German punctuality. Is it a myth or a fact? Well, if you've ever been to Germany or interacted with Germans, you might have noticed that punctuality is not just a stereotype, it's a cultural norm. It's deeply ingrained in the society and can be traced back to the country's history of precision and efficiency, particularly in its world-renowned engineering and manufacturing sectors. However, like any stereotype, it doesn't apply to everyone. Not all Germans are sticklers for time, but on the whole, Germans do value punctuality. It's seen as a sign of respect for other people's time. If you're late to a meeting or a social gathering, it's not just seen as being tardy, it's seen as being disrespectful. So, to answer the question, yes, many Germans are punctual, but it's not a blanket rule. So, while punctuality is indeed valued in Germany, it doesn't mean every German is always on time. Moving on to the next stereotype, Germans and their love for beer. Now, it's no secret that beer holds a special place in the heart of German culture. The country is home to over 1,000 breweries, and the annual Oktoberfest celebration in Munich is a testament to their love for this frothy beverage. It's a tradition that's been passed down through generations, with many families brewing their own special recipes at home. However, it's important to note that not every German is a beer enthusiast. Just like anywhere else in the world, preferences vary greatly from person to person. Some prefer wine, others enjoy a good cocktail, and then there are those who are completely indifferent to alcohol. So, while it's true that beer is a significant part of German culture, it doesn't necessarily mean that every German has a pint in their hand at all times. Indeed, beer is a big part of German culture, but not every German loves beer. Ever heard that Germans are not funny? Let's find out why this stereotype exists. The notion that Germans lack humor is a common misconception that's been making rounds for years. The origins of this stereotype are not entirely clear, but it's often attributed to the German language's structure, which may seem stern and serious to non-speakers. However, saying Germans lack humor is a sweeping generalization. The truth is, humor varies greatly from culture to culture. What one person finds hilarious, another might find baffling. German humor particularly leans towards the dry, subtle, and sometimes dark side. It's less about punchlines and more about clever wordplay and satire. And let's not forget the world-renowned German comedy festivals and comedians who've been making people laugh for decades. So the idea that Germans lack humor is not entirely accurate. It's all about understanding their unique sense of humor. Let's quickly bust 3 more stereotypes about Germans. First up, Germans are strict. This stereotype, like many others, has a kernel of truth but is often overstated. Yes, Germans are known for their discipline and respect for rules. This is reflected in their strong education system and efficient bureaucracy. But to paint all Germans as strict would be a gross oversimplification. Germans, like any other group, are diverse, with a wide range of personalities and attitudes. Next, let's talk about sausages. There's no denying that Germans have a deep affection for their wurst. With over 1,500 varieties of sausages to choose from, it's no surprise that this stereotype has stuck. But let's be clear, German cuisine is not limited to sausages. From hearty breads to sumptuous pastries, there's more to German food than meets the eye. Lastly, we come to efficiency. The image of Germans as hyper-efficient machines is well known. Germany's prowess in engineering, manufacturing, and logistics certainly lends credibility to this stereotype. But again, not all Germans are wired for efficiency. Many Germans value leisure and relaxation as much as hard work. So, while it's true that efficiency is a valued trait in German society, it's not the be-all and end-all. In summary, while there's some truth to these stereotypes, they are far from universally applicable. Germans can be strict, but they can also be laid back. They love their sausages, but they also enjoy a wide range of other foods. They value efficiency, but they also appreciate the finer things in life. So while there might be some truth to these stereotypes, they certainly don't apply to every German. Last but not least, are Germans really as cold and reserved as people say? Let's dive into this chilly stereotype and warm up to the truth behind it. Often, visitors to Germany might perceive the locals as distant or aloof, especially in comparison to the overt friendliness found in other cultures. This stereotype likely stems from Germany's cultural emphasis on privacy and respect for personal space. But to label this as coldness might be a misunderstanding. In fact, once you get to know a German, you'll find that their friendships are deep, genuine, and long-lasting. They may not be the first to strike up a casual chat in a coffee shop, but that doesn't mean they're unapproachable. It's more about understanding the social norms, a respectful distance at first, followed by a gradual and sincere warmth. So, the stereotype that Germans are cold and reserved is not entirely accurate. It's all about understanding their unique social norms. So what do you think about those stereotypes? The truth is, stereotypes are oversimplified ideas that fail to capture the richness of a culture or people. So before you pack your bags and jet off, remember to approach every culture with an open mind. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Remember, stereotypes are just shortcuts to understanding cultures. Let's take the scenic route instead. Happy travels!